put your love, put your love glasses on, glasses on. Put your love, yeah. Put your love, put your love glasses on, glasses on. Put your love, put your love glasses on, glasses on.
Hello and welcome to Conscious Content. I'm Melissa here on the beach in sunny Southern California, and I wanted to take this video to talk to you about going with grace. And this is the summertime, it's August 1st that I'm recording this, and I actually haven't been going to many festivals this year. If you've noticed some of my other videos, I've been to Harmony Festival, all these different kinds of music festivals, but I actually haven't felt the grace to go. And what I'm talking about here is the energy that meets you inside of you, that enlivens you and gets you so excited, and the opportunities that grace presents to line up and take you to where you need to go. And so if I did have the energy and the grace to go to one festival this summer, I would have chosen to go to Spirit West Coast. And Spirit West Coast is starting this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I really highly recommend that you go to it if you followed that grace within yourself to go. And so what happened last year for me was an amazing grace of God moment to get me to Spirit West Coast. And I just wanted to share this story with you, as well as a few others, to give more examples about this going with grace, so you can understand it and do it yourself. So I was living down here, and I couldn't really find an Air One station, and I was really wanting to listen to some positive music. So I went online to look for some positive music, and then I was like, you know what, I really feel like I want to go to like a Christian music concert. This is the kind of music that I've been listening to that's really positive lately. I want to go. So that day I went online and I found out that Spirit West Coast was happening that day. And so I'm like, how am I gonna go? I don't really have the money for it right now, and how am I gonna get like a festival media pass because it's the day of the concert? No one's gonna be able to be contacted. How is this gonna happen? But I felt like I was supposed to go. I really wanted to go, and I felt like I was being called to go. So I looked on the list and I saw a band that was playing that I know of. So I called them up, and through them I got arranged to do a video for them and got a media pass. So amazing that I went with that grace. And you can check out that video as well as many others from Spirit West Coast 2010 on the link below. So that's a video playlist of all these amazing bands that are kind of new and coming up in the Christian music scene. Speaking of, the two artists that I am really excited for that are at Spirit West Coast are my two favorite artists there. One of them is Becca Shea. Kind of why I have the love glasses on right now, because that's her new single, Put Your Love Glasses On. I got them. And her message is obviously about love and seeing through the glasses of love, seeing through a lens of love. So no matter where you are, you can also have this filter to see through things that may be tough or challenging, but see them through your love glasses, see them in love. So I really like her music, and she also has a lot of uplifting beats, and it's kind of hip-hoppy, it's kind of pop, but you got the spiritual, positive influence. It's just a really good correlation for music. And my second favorite artist that's going to be appearing at Spirit West Coast is Phil Wickham. So I want to tell you the story of how I was introduced to Phil Wickham and met him on the same day. Okay, I know, it's kind of crazy. But it was totally a going with grace moment. I had woken up that morning and I was just feeling like, you know what, I would really like to experience some love, but not from a boyfriend. I want to experience love from the divine. And I'm like, how am I going to do that today? Some positive music would be great. So I went on air1.com, and the first song that was online was Phil Wickham's Divine Romance. And I had never heard this song before, but I just started feeling so much love inside, and it's exactly what I needed at that moment to hear was his song Divine Romance. It still makes me feel good. And when I heard this song, I started doing my singing, my vocal toning with all these flutters and sounds. Just this beautiful feeling comes through when I do my toning. It was the same feeling that I have listening to this music. And actually Phil Wickham's lyrics in Divine Romance really embody the essence of the energy of my toning. So I was completely blown away by this song. And I felt like, you know what, I would love to see him in concert. Let's go to his website and see if he has any shows coming up in my area. Lo and behold, there was a show that evening in Reno, Nevada. So here I was in San Francisco, got my things together, got in my car, took the 4 to 5 hour journey, and I drove from the Bay through the Sierras that still had snow down into the Nevada desert. It was a beautiful trip just to see myself go from an ocean to snow and to desert all within 4 to 5 hours, and it was amazing. I also had really wanted to interview Phil Wickham and let him know about my toning and how the impact of his song, and interview him for Conscious Content TV. But once again, trying to arrange that on the day of a concert is so hard to do, logistically. But thankfully, Grace aligned it for me. The energy of Grace aligned it perfectly. I didn't end up interviewing Phil, but what happened is that right before the concert, I got there right before he was about to go on, and I saw him walking to the backstage door, and I went over and said hello and introduced myself. And that's where I got this picture from. So because I followed this energy of feeling so excited and just really in love with this song and the energy that he was bringing forth in his music, I just felt like I was called to go meet him or to go see his concert. And I felt, you know, it just matched. It was like Grace aligned all of this so that I could be in the right place to meet him at the right time. So Phil Wickham, Becca Shea, Spirit West Coast this weekend, definitely go check them out. And here's 2 more examples of how the energies of going with Grace will kind of open up things for you to go, even if you don't have money, even if you don't have the resources. If you're feeling called to go do something, and if it's lighting you up with life and excitement, definitely go with the Grace, because it will line up all the details for you. Because in my story of how I met Phil Wickham, I kind of forgot to tell you that I didn't know that where I was going to stay in Reno. I had no idea where I was going to stay in Reno as I was driving to Reno that evening. No idea. I didn't have money for a hotel. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew I had to go to the concert and meet him. So what ended up happening was that a friend called while I was on the drive. Either that or I called him, and I was telling him where I was going, what I was doing, and I was like, yeah, you know, I don't really know where I'm going to stay tonight. He's like, well, I have friends in Reno. You could probably stay with them. So I got on the phone, they said yes, it was all good, and it was great to meet these new friends and make a new connection. So everything was like perfectly lined up for me to be there. Amazing. Only by the grace of God can that happen. So, my other story is how I'm on this beautiful beach right now in sunny Southern California. I had been living in Northern California, but the energies, the graceful energies, opened up opportunities for me to live and work down here. So I went with it. And that's how I'm here. So I'm so grateful that I take the time to let myself feel what I'm excited about and feel where I want to be, and then open up to let the grace energies align that for me. Another example is just last night, I was on Facebook. I got a friend request from someone cool, and somehow I clicked on a link and I discovered this amazing website with this guy, Justin St Vincent, who is doing a project on interviewing more than like 1,000 bands and musicians on the spiritual meaning in their music. And I was amazed by this. I'm like, this is exactly what I'm doing. This is exactly why I go to festivals like Spirit West Coast, to promote the spiritual meaning in music and the positive messages in music. So I was super excited to see this and knew I had to connect with him. So I messaged him, and by, after 40 minutes of even being introduced to him, I was on the phone talking with him. And we're gonna be doing an interview soon. So that interview will be on the link below when it's available. And yeah, I just really encourage you guys to take some discernment with where you need to go for your summer festivals and just anywhere in your life. When you feel that rush of excitement or just that call that you're supposed to go do something and that's matching your energy, your excitement energy, and if it's made in grace, just go with it. Go with the grace. It'll take you to the right place. And great things are made in grace. Thanks for watching Conscious Content. I'm Melissa, and please subscribe. And don't forget to put your love glasses on.
Put your love glasses on, glasses on.